space I didn't really even know that exists, guys. And when I made that decision, guys, I was 20. I was 21. I had 2 felonies. I was working as hard as I could on my third one. And if you guys know, 3 strikes, you out. And then one day, I had a newborn daughter, and a gift got put into my hand, and that gift was called Think and Grow Rich. And I started reading. It changed my mindset forever. And I turned to the internet, and my life was completely changed from there, guys. So I want you guys to understand, it could be the littlest moments, it could be the littlest things, it could be the littlest signs that could change your life forever. But not just that, it could be the littlest and smallest investments that put you around people and put you in situations that could change your life forever. So I'm hoping that this call, I understand this isn't a big call. This call really isn't just for everyone. And it could be a small call like this with big individuals on it, but it could be a small call like this that really just opens your mind to a whole different world. And I'm hoping tonight that everything that you guys hear tonight, that you really take it in with an open heart, an open mind, and understand that I'm releasing one of my secret weapons, guys. Somebody I look up to when I'm down, somebody that I look up to say, you know what, I might want to go this way. But, through experiences and being around this person, I understand that going some this way might be the better route to go. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely truly appreciate, just to have bro on the call. And like I said, guys, I don't want you to take his time for granted. Definitely get your pen, definitely get your pad. And tonight's gonna be special, guys. So like the title says, guys, in order to glow up, you must grow up. And the thing about the GOAT I got on here today, I don't really know what I want to call him, bro, Big Glow, Nathan, Nate, Big C500 load, whatever it is, guys. I really want you guys to understand, man. Drop the Chairman 500s in the chat, not C500. Drop the Chairman 500 in the chat. I just want to make sure you guys are with me. Make sure you guys understand. Like, okay, come on, guys. All right, okay, there we go. There we go. Show some love to the GOAT. Literally the GOAT in the building, guys. And you guys already know, I always preach that there's 4 type of marketers. If anybody knows the 4, you could drop it in the chat, whatever. But because of this person, I actually had to change my training and add a 5th. I had to add a 5th because he literally changed the game, right? He changed the game, and he made me realize something, guys. Because sometimes, I tell people, sometimes you could be someone that creates a category, but then you need someone to confirm the category, or you need somebody to solidify the category, or you need somebody to make the category better. You need those type of people, because sometimes on my journey, guys, it's been moments where I felt like some of the things that we see today and some of the things that we do today in this business, that's like a must now. I feel like a lot of times in my career, I felt like those was exactly the wrong things to do. And I faced a time in my career, guys, where, exactly like what this title says, I felt like I was glowed up because I had the income, I had the multi-million-dollar business, but the truth was I wasn't all the way grown in certain areas, right? I wasn't all the way grown in certain areas, and those certain areas is something that, Nate definitely preaches every single day. I hope you guys follow him. If you guys don't follow him, definitely go give him a follow right now. It's not just to follow, but to study, right? To study his words, his captions. He just posted something right now. Like, if you ain't read it, it's a good read. It's definitely something to make you open your eyes to realize, am I here for a 10-day sprint? Am I here for a 10-month trend, or am I here for a 10-year legacy, right? And as you start thinking that, that's just growth that you have to think with, guys. And you have to understand something. We paid $235 to be surrounded around individuals that have, millions of dollars worth of knowledge, guys, billions of dollars worth of knowledge. Not even just saying the knowledge that they have right now at this moment, but they put in the work every single day to continue to grow, where you automatically know the knowledge that they provide is only going to get better and better and better and better, guys. So huge shout out to everybody on this call. I don't want to be on here too long, but I truly just want to show gratitude and just be grateful for the opportunity. I've been asking Glow, Nate, for a little minute, like, yo, I need you, but I really been holding it off, guys. I really, you know, I wanted to be kind of special at a special moment when I actually did try to put this call together. The flyer that you guys see is actually about 3 months, 4 months old. And I just never dropped it. I never really tried to press them on it because I felt like those timing periods was cool times, but I feel like this is the perfect time to have this call, guys, and just to see him mature. Like, I got this video in my phone. Let me see if I can find it, because I talked about 2 moments where I realized that Nate was special. I talked about 2 moments where I really realized Nate was special. One was at an event, guys. We had an event, and I want you to listen because what I'm about to tell you is a training. Everything is a training, guys. From the way you present, the way you close, the way you prospect, the way you dress, the way you talk, the way you love, the way you hate, the way you, everything is a training. Everything is a training, y'all. That someone's always watching at some point, and someone will always duplicate everything, right? And so one day we had an event, and I want to say it was in Atlanta. It was for sure in Atlanta. And at this time, guys, it was not really cool to build in Atlanta, right? We probably had about 3 chairmen, 4 chairmen, maybe max. It really wasn't a cool thing. And around this time, you had to be a chairman to look a specific way. It was like a thing, like only chairman look like that, right? And I remember at the end of the event, guys, I seen a young man come to me, and you know how it be, guys, when you're at an event. And this is when I really knew not just he was special, but he was creating something special. And I remember he came to me and he asked for, you know, one of those things like, hey, can we just chop it up? Like some advice or something like that, right? And I remember I started to talk, and he kind of like shushed me. He kind of like told me to shut up and hold on real quick. And I'm sitting there like, first of all, who is this dude in the suit? Because I ain't seen you get celebrated chairman, first of all. First of all, why you dressed better than me? And I know you not like, that was my mindset at, like, first of all, like, who are these young kids in the suit? Like, where did they come from? Who brung them? Who birthed them? Who birthed them, first of all? Like, who made them this way? And I'm just sitting there like, man, he just really told me to wait. Like, I was about to give an answer or say something, and he told me to wait. And next thing I know, guys, I was surrounded around Black excellence. I was surrounded around other young individuals that was just as sharp as he was. And this was the first time that I ever actually seen something like this. Because usually when somebody wants advice, what do, guys? They use that moment to make it all about them. They use that moment to make it all about them. I want the advice. I'm the one that came to stop the person. I'm the one who, stepped out on a leap of faith to ask for the advice. I'm the leader of my group, so give me the information, then I'll take it back. And I'll never forget this moment, because it was like I turned around and it was like, whoa, like, and I'm like, yo, who are y'all? I had no clue. At this moment, I had no clue. But I knew, like, this is different. This some different stuff right now. And They all just sat there taking in the information at the same time. And I truly believe that's the reason why his team moves the way that it does. I believe that's the reason why he has so many chairmen inside of his organization that moves the way that they do. Like, he has literally legends inside of his organization, people that we could all look up to every single day. Every single day we could just study them, guys, because they truly live this. They truly live what a chairman definition should be, right? From everything, how they carry themselves, how they talk, how they walk, how they dress, how they present, how they use the services, I think we can learn just a lot from how their chairmen use the services, how they're plugged in to what they actually pay for. And I always talk about something, guys. It's going to take you, right? Let's say you're new to this call. You don't really know what's going on. You've hit a rank, right? And you're just still new. You're still just a mentee. I want to let you guys know something. It's going to take you anywhere. I know you might hear the stories of, oh, this person went chairman in 3 months and 6 months and chairman 100 in a year. That is perfectly fine, but that doesn't mean they're grown in the business. So what's going to happen is, I truly believe that it's going to take anywhere from 9 to 12 or 18 or 36 months to be grown in the business. So that's 9, 12, 18, 36 months. Okay, we all got that? Drop a 1 in the chat if you're still with me, because it's not going to be too long. I'm going to pass this off real shortly, right? But I want you guys to get this. The reason why Nate and his whole community was able to come up people ask me all the time, how did they come up? How did they come up? How did they come up at the same time? And I truly believe what I'm about to say is one of the key reasons, right? Of course, culture, of course, brotherhood, of course, energy, and just really being all that plays a part too. But I think when you realize this, you'll realize you're one of the main people in your own way of other people succeeding in your group. I say this all the time. If you help 3 people pass you, you'll never be passed ever, ever. You'll never be passed. Right? And so what I've seen from that moment, guys, is so you got your 9 month, your 12, your 18, your 30, 36, right? I believe Nate was probably at that moment, he was probably in the 12, 18 range. Okay, he was probably like in the 12, 18 range. And what happens is, most people will hit 12 and 18 range, and they'll feel like, okay, now that I'm growing in the business, now that I'm better in the business, now that I'm grown in the business, I know the business, I know what to do in the business, my team automatically should know it too. But the truth is, if you didn't grow with your team, if you didn't get the information at the same time as your team, then your team actually needs their own 9 to 36 months themselves. You have to be mature enough to know that they might need their own 9 to 36 months. That's realistic. That is realistic, guys. Okay, I want you guys to understand that. So anytime you're having a call with your mentor, the best advice that I really recommend you guys to do is shut your mentor up, even if you're on the phone with them. Like, it's a personal call. What I would do, just from seeing this, guys, what I would do is say, hey, I love the fact that we're close. I love the fact that you're pouring into me right now, but I need you to not say another word, because I'm about to 3-way someone in so we can learn this at the same time, so we can hear this at the same time, so we can get poured into at the same time, because I don't want to become better and then have to backtrack to try to make them better. And that takes maturity, guys. That takes real leadership to make sure it's not about you, guys. And that's one thing that I see early in Nate, guys. And I truly, just thinking back at that moment, I can truly say, if I wish I could look at who was in that circle, because I'm pretty sure those are some of his top chairmen today. Pretty sure those are some of his top chairmen today. And it happened again. You know, history repeats itself. We actually had a moment like that again in London. We had a moment like that in London where we was just walking through the halls, and man, if you were here for London, you know, guys, like that was a moment in history where I promise you 99% of the people in London didn't want to be in London. Guys, I had to force myself to go. Just gonna be honest. I had to force myself to really just dig deeper in that belief bag to say this investment to go across the country is worth it, guys. And I don't know if you guys seen the picture or not. I don't know if y'all seen the picture or not, but I have a picture. Well, it's like a video where it's me and guys, I was at a rough point in my life. I was really at a rough point in my life. And you know, I had to really say, you know what? I have to go there because I need the energy. And when we was walking through the halls, another big circle, it was just a small circle at first, and it was somebody asking for advice, right? And at that moment, I think that person was just like a chairman 10 or something like that. And the circle just kind of, you know, grew bigger because people start saying, yo, come listen real quick, come listen real quick. And everybody in that circle leveled up. Everybody in that circle literally leveled up, became chairman 50s, chairman 100s, chairman 250s, chairman 500s, right? And so truly you just want to understand, guys, like you always want to put yourself in position to learn. You always want to put yourself in position to grow to the next level, but you never want to do it by yourself, guys. I see we got a lot of people on here. I see we got a lot of people on here. So huge shout out to everybody that's on the call, guys. Huge shout out to everybody that's on the call. But yeah, guys, so literally what I'm getting to is you have to understand that you have to be grateful at all times. You have to stay close to the fire, exactly. And you have to always put yourself in position to learn, to one day teach. And then the last thing, guys, last moment where I really just knew Nate was special was, you know, I met him one day in Atlanta. And one day I met him in Atlanta and we just stopped at a gas station. We stopped like at a gas station or something. And I believe I was like a chairman 100. He might have been like a, I don't know. He might have been like a C10, P5 on the C10, somewhere around there, right? And I remember like I was like grabbing some water, some drinks, some stuff just to grab for the night. And he literally said, there's no way I'm letting you buy that. Is that whenever you're with me, it's on me. And honestly, I've been doing this for 10 years. He's the only person that ever said something like that to me. And it made me realize something. It made me realize something just very special. And so I'm saying this because once you see people blossom, once you see people turn into what we see, you know, them turn into, I like to look back at what was that person's character like before they got to what a lot of people know today, right? What was that person's character like? And so, you know, literally, guys, you know, I hope you guys, you know, are appreciative. Anybody on this call that's, you know, not ranked, I hope you guys are definitely appreciated of it. And I want you guys to really pay close attention to the things that he says. I want you guys to like truly pay attention to the things that he say, the vibes that he brings, the knowledge that he brings, and understand every single word that he says is a training on your skill, a training on your character, a training on your behavior, a training on your heart, right? A training on your mind, a training on just everything, guys. So I don't want you guys to take this for granted. Truly just be appreciative of it. So I'm going to get out the way of greatness. I'm going to pass this thing over to my brother. I want you guys to drop C500 in the chat. This call was definitely an exclusive call, but I do see, there's some people on here. And so huge shout out to y'all. Huge shout out to everybody that's on here. Because I know you guys, if you're on this, you want to go next level. You're plugged in. And I get it, guys. You know what I'm saying? And it's only moments. It's only a few moments where you can truly just hear from real stories, real grinders, guys. Like, this man's still in the field to this day. You know what I'm saying? Still in the field to this day, still training to this day, still traveling event to event to event to event to event to this day. And I truly just love him and appreciate him. So I'm going to get out the way. Nate, if you're there, let me see, make you co-host. So y'all just keep showing love. Drop the hearts, drop the 500s in the chat, and just really, really show appreciation and gratitude for even being in this situation to hear all the things that you guys are going to hear tonight, guys. So let me
mic check. Wow. Thank you for that, my brother. Real quick, family, I want you guys to go ahead and drop some 777s. Excuse me, sorry about this. You can see me and hear me loud and clear. Let me fix this. I am currently checked in from the hotel room today, family. What's up? Thank you for that, Rich. Thank you for that, Garrett. Wow. I know we don't have the best camera setup tonight, but I'm more than sure, even just after listening to my brother, we're going to have a great conversation here tonight for each and every one of us. But before we get into anything, let's go ahead and let's just drop some hearts in the chat, some love for my big brother, Garrett. It was just humbling hearing him listen to the stories and just really reminded me about everything. I remember every single story he talked about. And it's crazy when you talked about when you were in the first circle, because I confused that with the circle at London. But I definitely remember that first event we had in Atlanta where we were in the circle. And I stopped. I said, hold on. And I remember I was with Ian Jackson at the time, Joshua Stewart. And I think I was with one other individual, maybe Reynaldo Perez. And I was like, you guys got to listen. Like, Garrett is the gentleman we need to be listening to right now. So for you guys who are on the call, definitely want to make sure you, on a day-to-day basis, just one of the main things I'm going to talk about as well today is just really self-awareness and just self-assessment. I really do feel like these two things are, regardless, even obviously we're talking about the entrepreneurship space as it pertains to investing, trading, and things like that. But in all areas of life, I've been able to just find some personal growth for myself because of these two words. And one thing that you really have to assess is that Garrett is definitely a mentor in your life, the same way he was for mine. You have to be aware of that too. So on a day-to-day basis, I just challenge you before we get into anything. My words are great, but everybody learns from somebody else. Information, especially in this space, when you allow for yourself to just be receptive to everything, the good, the bad, the left, the right, and really pay attention to what is creating success, you'll definitely be able to thrive. And Garrett is a person who's not only done that for me, but for so many other people. And it was one of the first things I realized early on, just studying the infrastructure from what at the time was IML. I started to really pay attention to the key individuals who were trading, being profitable, showing the results, had the lifestyle I desired, had the marketing kind of factors that I liked. And Garrett was at the top of the list. I tell him all the time, he is my chairman. So I love you for that, big bro. Thank you. And let's get into it. So tonight we have a leadership call. So everybody on this call should be Platinum 150 and up. As Gary said, I see we have a few extra people. Not extra, but we have a lot of people on the call. So granted, if you're on this call, you're listening, you are a Platinum leader. Platinum 150 and up. And I challenge you to sit out this one if you're not a Platinum 150, not because I don't want you on the call. I love you. I want you here. However, I don't want you to cheat your success. There may be some things on this call tailored to leadership and just really tailored to a certain level of just business growth. And I don't want you to be bite off more than you could chew, so to speak. But for the rest of us, I love you guys. I love you, everybody. I love us. Excuse me. But for the rest of us, let's just definitely take a notebook out, because I definitely don't want to take up too much of your time, but I want to be extremely precise with the information we talk about tonight, so you can actually have some tangible things where tomorrow you can wake up and not only get success, push the GV, get trades, but just really thrive in this life that you have, because you are gifted, you are loved. And I want you to know that on a day-to-day basis, especially as you're running this business and you are pushing for greater, you're looking to excel. These are one of the first things that I feel like with self-awareness, we got to start to just be just respectful of the fact that we are all, and I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way, but you are all God's highest form of creation. And if you don't have to believe in one specific thing or another, but you were created to dominate, you were created to excel, you were created to do the unthinkable. And one of the first things that I realized, that even listening to Garrett talk about back in the day, and that's one thing that I feel like as brothers, we all had a good self-awareness of the fact that we were great, and together that we will be unstoppable. And more so on a day-to-day basis, when you're running the business and you're doing the tangibles and you're actually getting caught in the process, sometimes the self-awareness of who we are and how we feel, it gets caught up in the grind, it gets caught up in the grit, because this is a great business, but you ask any millionaire, there's definitely an experience that comes with having a certain level of resources. Sometimes you may forget, or you may just not really remember the things that are going to get you in these great positions. So going into the success, especially as a leader, especially as you're going to step into some of the growing phases in your life, and really starting to learn the tangibles inside and out of the business, you want to be making sure that before going into it, you remind yourself that you're blessed, you're grateful. 3 words that I love to use is HGT: humbleness, gratefulness, truthfulness. Say these affirmations to yourself in the morning when you first start your day off. Remind yourself that you're loved. The one thing that I see that has worked in several great leaders across the board is just a high level of faith. Praying in the morning when you wake up, because these are all of the things that outside of the actual logistics, the tangibles that you're going to need to actually thrive, not only in the business, but just thrive in the area of entrepreneurship, thrive in the investment space, having successful trades and things like that. You're going to need something else other than that. And this has kind of been, this is what I've used and what I've solely relied on for a majority of part of my career to kind of help me gear up for the self-assessment part. Because the self-assessment part is essentially, it's kind of like a test. It's just a quiz every day. And you self-assess yourself with the things you need to be doing. And over time, once you meet these guidelines on a day-to-day basis, over time, your business will grow. Over time, you will see success. Over time, you will have a massive organization. Over time, you will have the greatest leaders in your organization stem from the things that you are a part of. But also, before we get into that, it's super important that, especially in these times, with the success that we know we are capable of, because of the visibility we see, we also need to be aware of the fact that, right, we have to have that self-awareness the same way these people did. Because, yeah, you can host 180 trainings, you can host 3,000 trainings, 4,000 trainings, but if you're not maybe as grateful, or you're not maybe as loving or as appreciative of as the mentor, so to speak, you will not get the same results. And that's one of the things from even with Garrett. I've always kind of seen myself as sort of a humble person, but obviously we're all human. We grow with the times, we grow with the adjustments, and we have to grow through things. As Garrett said, sometimes you may make money, you might not necessarily grow as an individual. And one of the first things that I learned from Garrett was just that humility factor, that self-awareness factor. He knew he was better. He knew he was richer. He knew he was wealthier. He knew he was greater. But he also knew that he had information to pass on. And that's one of the things that I would never forget, especially back then when we used to wear suits. And like Garrett said, it wasn't necessarily a norm to look a certain way. And sometimes you may get certain personas thrown at you, or certain perspectives because of your apparel and your lack of success. But I remember Garrett being able to just give the game and talk. And that's why I was so I was such in a rush to get Ian and Josh at the time to listen to the information. So just that self-awareness going into it, just really starting to, you're not trying to be like anybody else, but you have to study the things or the way people think that makes them successful. And I know for a lot of us, because this isn't necessarily taught to us on a day-to-day basis, we join the business looking to make money, gain the success that other people have, or we want success that's visible to the world. And it's not just in network marketing. It's not just in trading. It's the same thing with school. We go to school. We see people who I wanted to be a banker. I used to want to be a banker solely because of the fact that I seen successful bankers in the school. And it didn't mean I want to be like the banker, but I wanted to have the results that could be apparent in my life. And one thing that's not taught to us about this thought process that we have, all of us, is that you also not only have to follow the external, the things that they're doing on a day-to-day basis, where they go, who they, the things that they do, the type of trainings they host, all that education. You also have to study the internal. Okay, what does this person even eat? And it might sound drastic, but these are things that have helped develop me as a person. So it's like, all right, how does this person think on a day-to-day basis? Who does this person study? How does this person just move in and outside of the business? How does this person handle wins? How does this person handle losses? And one of the biggest things for me is that how does this person really understand the educational experience? And you want to make sure you are, and it's easy for us now, it's the biggest blessing, but sometimes we overlook it, is the fact that we join the business, and like Gary said, we pay $200 for $1 million information. So we're not really even self-assessing us, or we're not even aware of the fact that, wow, the mentor, if I just really try to fiend, for lack of better words, if I really try to devote 100% of my energy and time to how this person is moving, not only externally, but internally, study the game, that I can just be that much closer to my success. And that was one of the things as a leader that I feel like, not to say necessarily branch me off, because it's not even about my success, but the things that I've seen branch successful leaders off in this space is that ability to be aware of the fact that, oh, wow, I have the game right in front of me, and all I need to do now is start to bridge the gap. All I need to do now is really start to study. And it comes down to these two words, the self-awareness and the self-assessment. So the first thing we talked about, like I said, is the self-awareness factor, all right? And you just being aware of what you're a part of, who you are. Those are the biggest two things. Who are you? What do you tell yourself? If you tell yourself you're a failure, you're not going to get it done. If you tell yourself you're a loser, if you tell yourself you're a bum, if you tell yourself things are not going to work out in your favor, I'm sorry to be the breaker of bad news, but you're going to be a bum. Things are not going to work out in your favor, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But on a constant day-to-day, you wake up, positive affirmation. Study these people. Bob Proctor is talking about these things. David, Alex Moore, and Christopher Terry, Gary. Study these people. They wake up, they pray, they exercise faith, they speak positively, they think highly of themselves. So as a leader, you just have to know that you're worth it. And one thing that because even me, I questioned it a lot. I questioned the transition. I questioned the fact that I would have to wear suits. I questioned all of these things at a very young age. I was like 17, 18. But I would always ask myself, going through things, why am I here? If you believe in God, if you believe in faith, if you believe in some sort of just faith in general, something controlling, or some entity or some force really having you have these divine experiences, you got to really ask yourself, okay, why am I here? On a day-to-day basis, I go through a lot of things, and I'm not always the wisest or even the most aware or the most intelligent to handle a lot of these experiences. And a lot of them are fairly new. But one thing that always helps me help the situation is, okay, why am I here? And you got to ask yourself, okay, it's 10:30 at night. You're listening to Garrett, one of the most successful entrepreneurs in our time, who's paved the way for individuals like me to come and give you some game. You got to ask yourself, okay, why am I even listening to this? I can be doing anything. And the answer is because you are him, you are her, you are loved, you are a GOAT. And really start to assess yourself like that. So when we get into the next part of the conversation, the transitions are not as aggressive on you, or it's not as scary, or not as unobtainable as you think. Your goals are a lot more obtainable than you think. But if you just had the mentality like, I'm here for a reason, they would get done. You would be a little bit more quieter. You'll be listening a little bit more. All right, drop a one if this makes some sense, and we can kind of transition now into the self-assessment part, because the self-assessment part is really the business, the network marketing skills, the things in this business, or not even network marketing, but the space, what this space is, the entrepreneurship / network marketing space. These are the things that are really going to help you on a day-to-day basis. All right, beautiful, beautiful. I love to see that, family. So check this out. Check this out. There's some must-dos every day. There's some must-dos every day, and you have to realize that. This is one of the first things I realized, and I realized it was a blessing that I had my mentors in front of me because they helped the process be a little bit simpler, or they helped me understand it a little bit more. And this is with all areas of life. Where you are today is not where you want to be tomorrow. Listen to this. Where you are today is not where you want to be tomorrow. That's the first part. This is one thing that has always helped me. Where am I today is not where I want to be tomorrow. But if I have a person, if I have a mentor, if I have an entity, I have a force today that has where I want to be tomorrow, it's a lot more valuable than I think. This is with the self-assessment part. And if you understand this concept right here today, you'll start to do today where you see people who have the results you're doing tomorrow, you'll do it today. You'll do it today. What are you saying, Nathan? Break it down. So I never forget, as a Platinum 1000, I wanted to be a Platinum 2000. I wanted to be a Platinum 5000. And today, the work that I did, it was great, but it's not who I wanted to be tomorrow. But if I have Bryce Thompson today, who's a Platinum 2000 and Platinum 5000, that means I can leverage him, or I can utilize the information he has today to get to where I want to go to tomorrow. Drop a 5 if this makes some sense so far. Because it's very simple, but sometimes we, because of Instagram, because of the popularity contest, because of always trying to be in the norm, because of trying to fit in, because of really the vague, the holistic, not even holistic, but because there's so many examples now, it might not be as aware of the fact that it's just this simple. But you have to now start to pay attention to what Bryce Thompson is doing tomorrow so today it can make some sense. And I'm going to talk to you about tomorrow, the tangibles tomorrow of a chairman. It's very simple. And you also have to be aware of, this is one thing too that frustrated me. It frustrates us, a lot of us, and unconsciously we don't even realize it, is that we don't grow as fast as our dreams come. You're not going to, I didn't always speak this well. I didn't always have this much confidence. I didn't always have this much awareness as it pertains to investing in the foreign exchange market. I didn't always have this business. I didn't always have the results. I wasn't always a chairman 250. I wasn't always a chairman 100. I wasn't always a chairman 50. I wasn't always a chairman 25. I wasn't always a chairman 10. I wasn't always a P5000. I wasn't always a P2000. But I kid you not, when I hit Platinum 1000, I wanted to go chairman 10. I wanted to go chairman 25. I wanted to go chairman 50. I wanted to go chairman 100. I wanted to go chairman 250. And as a P2000, I was the same rank for 24 months because I didn't understand that today I will never move as fast as my dreams want. My dreams and my reality, they will never compare. And this is where it's important for you to dream big, but understand you're dreaming big. Big dreams take time. Big ass dreams take big ass time. And it's gonna get difficult. This is where the difficult part comes in the transition, because the information is simple, but it's the understanding of the information that sometimes may be blurring your vision as to why you're not as successful as you want to be. You gotta know the dreams are big. The dreams are super big. And the first thing is, if you believe in something, if you believe in yourself, you got to know that you're going to be worthwhile in your dreams. You want to be chairman 50 tomorrow, you got to understand, okay, chairman 50, chairman 100, chairman 1. You want to be chairman. You understand, a chairman has a certain work ethic, has a certain commitment to the grind. It has literally a certain amount of times they click the Zoom button. And when you're at this level of success, it's one thing that my mentors helped me realize. When you at this certain level of success, you want to be able to have all of the proper credentials, so to speak, so you can maintain it. Bryce Thompson says you don't really hit a rank until you lose it and you get it back. If you listen to Garrett, he says you're not really a certain rank until you're not really at a certain level of success until you stay humble and you bring other people through. And you got to understand now, when you hit these great levels of success, you're gonna want this stamina in your business. You're gonna want this intelligence. You're gonna want these great leaders. And it's going to start by the work you do today. And it's slow as hell in the beginning. It's slow as hell. It's slow. But if you understand that you're dreaming big, you're aware of the fact that you have mentors who are going to help you get there. And every day you can study someone who has the results. I'm telling you, you're golden. This is how people like Jalen Dodge changed their life in a year. This is how people like Nathan Samuel, Reynaldo Perez, Bryce Thompson, David Imonitie, Matt Rosa, all right? And it's not necessarily, one thing I want everybody to realize, we take the people out of it and put yourself in the results. Me, I'm not a favorites person. In this business, I don't pick favorites. I don't have sides. I don't get into people's individual lives. I worry about me and my family, my business. I want to make sure my leaders, the leaders in the business, they can have a massive level of success and they can create and go back and change in their communities and do all of these type of great things that I know we're going to do in the world. So I don't get too much caught up in the, what did they do? Because everybody is flawed. But I know with the resources, I can do what David does in Nigeria, I maybe can do it in New York. So if we can see the results David has in Nigeria, now he's not a perfect person, no one is, but if we can see the results he has in Nigeria, drop one if you want those results in your community. Drop one real quick, I want to see something. Can any of us right now, tomorrow, get up and do what David does and do it right now in community? There's a big chance that 97% of us on this call cannot. And whether you love him, I love him to death. I love him. But I know somebody on this call, you might not. It's okay. But you got to understand, the fact that we have the visibility today to see what they have tomorrow, that's the biggest cheat code in itself. That's the biggest gift in itself. So today now, let me study what he's really doing. Let me study the intangibles. Let me study the work that he's doing. And now you start to see, okay, this is what he does. This is what, and the biggest thing now, here's the biggest thing for us as a leader. This is a leadership code. This will really help you take it to the next level. The most beautiful factor of you being able to study someone today for the success you have tomorrow is that they're giving you the handbook. They give you the handbook. The handbook is their life, what they've done in the past. They give you the results you want. But sometimes it's not handed out to us with a name and a ribbon and the ideal leader. We want the handbook to come from us in the future. We want it to come from Chairman 750, Nathan Samuel. Chairman 750, Nathan Samuel, take it to Chairman 250. And it's never going to work like that. But if you can go back and study the handbook now, you can see, okay, at Chairman 250, okay, he set up a tour. At Chairman 250, he set up a foundation. At Chairman 250, he maybe backscale, let the leaders step in. And you got to realize now, P1000, P600, P150, P1000, P2000, P5000, Chairman 10, 25, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You're in a blessed position now because it's not all that big and dandy yet. And that's why it was easy. That's why we did it fast. And that's why everybody did it, because it was simple. And we all understood that Ian is in Nashville, Josh is in Memphis, Nathan is in New York, and Bryce is in Mo City, Texas, and Ray is in Camden. And we all were Nigerian in our neighborhood, so we paid attention. And then Bryce took the first step, and sometimes you got to realize, you don't have to watch David right there. You can watch somebody else take the first step. That P5, that P2000, that P600, they're a lot more valuable than you think, potentially. But you're expecting them to be you. It doesn't work like that. That's why those coming up are the best ones for you, because now they are you. I never have to worry about leaders having to listen to a Chairman 10 because I can give you the game. It's for me. But when I was a Chairman 10, I couldn't do that. So I had to pay attention to a Chairman 100 who can give the game to a Chairman 10. And you got to know now, okay, the game, this is a business where you have to grow and evolve to that next rank. It's the little things. Pay attention to your P600s, your P1000s, P2000s, P5000 Chairman 10s who are really killing the game right now. Chairman 25s, they're doing the things every day. First things first, they're getting education within the system. First things first, they're humble enough to take the time to still listen and learn. I don't care how intelligent you are. I don't care how much you mess up. I don't care how smart you are. The person on this call who is the humblest and who has the most ability to listen, you'll be the most successful person in every room, on every conversation. I am around, the reason I love this space is because so many people are smarter than me. But I watch the smartest people in the world not listen just as much. And it's like a window. All you have to do is listen. All you have to do is listen. And then you take that now and transition it into the space. Family, we are in a financial space where you're building a business. You're looking to build a business based off results that you have, or based off results that are supposed to be apparent in the world or supposed to be apparent within your organization. And there's so many different examples of successful people who are doing it. Now, if you may not be having the traction or results you want, that means you have to focus on the education a little bit more. Take the time to really study how to get duplicatable results for yourself first, then them. The reason we felt so confident about building a business because I used swipe trades back in 2017. I had to make $100 for myself for lunch that week. I had to use MA Cross to this day. Certain products that I love to use on a day-to-day basis, I have to use it for myself so it can work for me. I have to have awareness of how MetaTrader works for myself, how to properly use risk management for myself, difference between a buy limit and a sell limit, how to elaborate it for myself, all right? How to work key different things on different products for myself, get into Gold Cup for myself, how to utilize Go Live for myself, create a schedule where I can see Matthew Thayer, Delano, him for myself first. I have that confidence for myself. Now I can transition and go out and push it on for the next person. But the problem is we are not humble enough to learn. Most people don't realize I'm a lot more cornier than you think. The problem is people don't realize the successful people are just really corny. I never forget Bryce Thompson sit me down, took me to time. He showed me how to use every single thing, ADX, RSI. He said things that might not even be as tangible anymore because of the resources, how much they've improved. And it humbled me to realizing that he took the time to learn it for himself. Family, you have Swipe Coin, you have Swipe Coin Scalper. If you don't have enough resources to maintain your living abilities right now, all it is just, all right, let me just focus a little bit more. Because whatever you believe in, even if you believe in yourself, even if you believe you are in control of your life, you're putting yourself in front of where the money is at right now. You got to make it work. Because as a leader now, it's your job now to turn that euphoria to help the next person genuinely. There isn't a genuine, it can't be a genuine transaction. All right, it sounds like you're begging someone to build. It sounds like you're begging someone to launch on an information. It may sound like you're begging, but you're generally not working, and it's not working for you. That's why the hate affects some people differently than others. Because for some people, the hate is just kind of the truth. Other people, when they get the hate, I just made $100,000 this week. Call me a bum. Call me names. Joe, cool. You can hate me. My little brother, Delano Bender, is sending me these take profits. I went to middle school with him. Hate me, bro, okay. Delano, please make sure I don't miss no US 30s. I'm checked in. It's a different game when you are self-aware and you're self-assessing yourself first, because then you take that drive now, you go back and you pay attention. The second thing your leaders are doing every day, the great ones who are running, they're exposing every day now. There's two things you have to expose every day. You have to expose this information, show the plan, show the plan, show the plan. You also have to expose the education. Train. This is something that me and Reynaldo Perez, we did simultaneously, and we do it to this day. It's to the point my mentor say, bro, you got to chill for a second. And I feel like I haven't lived the past 2 years because all I know is how to do is show the plan and educate. And then I celebrate success. And I kid you, it might sound like a harsh way of living. It might sound, people say, oh, you're fiending your brain. No, it's a beautiful way to live. Because when my sister needs this, and people want to say, oh, it's not about money. So you talk about money. You can't change the world with $2,000 a month. You can. You really can. I lied. You can. That doesn't sound good. You can change the world with $2,000 off. I'm sorry. Yes, you definitely can. But you can't change the situation that you have, right, with less than where you currently are at. That's what I'm trying to say. Because you can change the world at $600. You can change the world at $2,000. I changed the world as a P2000. And please forgive me. If I said that, it sounded wrong. I'm speaking too fast. I make mistakes as well. I make mistakes. I'm not perfect. You can change the world at $2,000 a month, but you can't change more than your situation or less than what you have today. That's what I need everybody to understand. And the way you do it now is you work the system for you. You get in on your trainings. You're making your money. And now you're educating every day. You're showing the plan. And now with these two things now, things that you don't even realize internally are growing. See, any action I tell you to take forth on this training, especially as a leader, it's for two reasons. You grow, the external world will grow, and the internal world will grow. The external and the internal. The external and the internal world will grow. There are two worlds that will grow. So let's say you're hosting trainings every day. What are the two worlds that are growing? Internally, you're developing better with the information. You're becoming more one with the information, more in tune. All right, you're taking the time now to work it a little bit better for you because unconsciously you love your team and you're educating them, so they need to get it a little bit more. So you're learning, you're growing, and you're also making more money and resources, which you're going to now use to change the world as a P1, as a P2, as a P5, as a P6. Realize you can do this, chairman, and these ranks, you literally choose them by your actions. So P150s, you are just as eligible to hit Chairman 500 as me, at 750 as me. Just pay attention to the actions. Now, also now, externally now, you're going to grow as well. More people will come on your trainings, all right? More, that's really what it is. More people get on your trainings, more people in your team listen. Now they begin to get exposed. Now they're growing over time and they're doing their thing. All right, and both of these things now in the beginning is going to seem it's like a roller coaster, but it starts off really slow. And what is really slow? What is 90 days? 3 months. The next 3 months, you have astronomical growth like you've never seen before. Everybody knows in this business, if you do, all you have to do is do it every day. The seasons and momentum changes. And all you have to do is catch one hot wave. I know people's lives get changed forever off one hot wave. Let me just leave it there. I know people's lives get changed forever off one hot wave. All you have to do is be in alignment with the time, with the momentum. But you got to know the game right now. And it's a beautiful thing because I'm not telling you to know the game so you can go build the business and help everybody else hit the next rank. Hell no. This is so you can holistically take on this opportunity for what it's worth and win the same way everybody else is. You get your shot. You get your slice out of the pot. This is not our pie. This is not my pie. This is not my blueprint. This is not my formula. This is not my company. This is my slice out of the pie to put back to my community so they could get a taste of this recipe. And then we could go figure out what did they do to make this pie, and we could do our own pie. You guys got to understand what's going on, but you got to learn the tangibles. You got to learn how to educate and expose yourself and enlighten, lead people, lead a massive organization. If you want to be a multi-millionaire on this call, you want to have massive success, you want to impact thousands of lives, you can do 500 in a year. I promise you, you can. I promise you. You just got to learn the intangibles. The next thing is just showing the plan now. Showing the plan. In and out. External, you're showing the plan. Now you are learning how to pitch this information better. You're also learning how to sell. This is sales. But also, more importantly, you're learning how to give. Most people don't know showing the plan is one of the most things that help me give. I'm telling you how I made money. I remember when I really showed the plan for the first time is because my JFX account, the withdrawal hit. So I'm giving money to my hood now. What can I do to give to you? Yeah, listen to what I have going on. And for the mere investment of $2, you got to realize it's for the mere investment of at this point $200. You have the source. Of course, if you got to think, if there was a movie in 2010 and it was in 2021 and it was about the COVID time and someone was in the middle of COVID, a group of people are in the middle of COVID and they had a book and it says, answer to poverty, answer to all your needs, answer to your family. And there's at the point, there's about 100,000 people who are in that network and they're shining and they're glowing bright. You don't think the rest of the world is going to come attack those people? You got to realize if you're watching that movie, you'll be like, oh, I want to be with those people. You don't want to be with the people leeching on. And that's kind of how I look at showing the plan. I'm in the middle of the book. I'm in the middle of the movie with the book. And I'm not looking to tear up the rest of the world. I'm here, take this information, show the plan. But internally, you're grown because now you're giving out the information. I hope I'm not losing anybody. I really hope that you guys are understanding. Drop a one if you're understanding what I'm saying. Because it gets greater now. You're also giving, but externally now your business is growing as well. Every day you're showing people to the plan. We probably did about 100, from our first 100 prospect calls, we probably enrolled about 13 people, 15 people. It's not about the numbers. This thing is not about the numbers. The only number that's most important is the reps, the repetition. How many times did you do it repeatedly? That's the most important number. This past 30 days, I probably did about 15 or so prospect calls. We probably brought in around 50, 60 something people. My first 100, I probably closed around 13, 14 people. I do it in a month. It's not even anything near where. You got to understand it gets greater later. 2, 3 years ago, go back and study the film, like really go look. 2, 3 years ago, I was 85, 95 pounds heavier. I was way more scared. I was way more ignorant. I was way more lacked humility. I didn't talk as fluently. I was way more arrogant when I made way less money. But over time, I just committed myself to starting to grow every day in this space. Tomorrow is going to get greater, but it's not going to be as great as your dreams. But tomorrow is going to get greater. I dream big. I really dream big now. And it kind of frustrates me when I wake up and I realize that I'm not where my dreams is at. But I'm blessed with 24 hours to go work towards them. And I kid you not, in the toughest of my moments, the most thing I'm grateful for nowadays, I thank God for life itself. The fact that he's still allowing for us to see that something. Like you can open your eyes and still work towards it. And we really have a great opportunity. And I feel like we need to just start to push the agenda more, the narrative more back to the opportunity itself as opposed to what comes with it. Because the real growth is the growth within. That's really where you're going to thrive and grow. That's really where you're going to fall in love with it. But you got to take the time to go to the classes. The Zoom calls are the classes. You got to go to the school, learn the education. If you can't pull up Cash Trap 3.0 right now and make some money for yourself, that's a problem. If you don't know what time Matthew Thayer is on Go Live right now, that's a problem. If you haven't made money with Delano the past 30 days, that is a problem. If you don't know how to properly onboard your team because you haven't hosted a new member orientation, that is a problem. If you don't pick up the phone and talk to your team, that's not even the biggest problem, because the biggest problem is you need to get on the trainings to learn this stuff. Don't ever doubt yourself for not knowing something. Don't ever slack yourself for not knowing something. Slack yourself for not putting yourself in position to learn something new the next day. Everybody's learning right now. Everybody. I was listening to one of my mentors talk about his mentor learning. I said, oh, I'm telling us, it gets greater later, and it's the most humbling experience for us to be having people like Garrett on these calls and mentors who we can study and learn from on a day-to-day basis. I promise you I'm no different from you. The only problem is, the only major difference is really is I probably just had a little wake-up call. And we got to just change the narrative of sometimes we have to wait for shit to hit rock bottom or things to go really bad for us to realize the blessings in front of us. All right, as an organization, as a family, we are doing better than great. I feel like personally we are in the best position to change the world. We have the best leadership in position now to thrive, and we just need to communicate now and execute. I'm telling you, if you're 250 on this call, even to me as a chairman 250, we all have the same opportunity right now for the next 365 days. And nothing you see on the internet and the clothes, the cars, and none of that really is the fulfillment, the real growth and understanding and the love, and why people feel good and why you see them smiling. The ones who are really happy as leaders and great running this business is coming solely because of the impact and really the self-development and the self-awareness, that self-assessment part. So I love you, Garrett. Thank you for having me. All right, it is now 11:37. I feel like I had you guys about 10 minutes over than I wanted you. All right, but I love you. See you at the top. If you need any sort of guidance, or please feel free to reach out to me, or most importantly, just study the film, study the tape. Love you guys.
Wow, guys. Man. Now you guys really got to feel it. Yeah, really just show, the love, man. Show love. Nate, I definitely appreciate you. Love you, bro. Everything that you said tonight was definitely needed, guys. I got a phone full of notes. Hope you guys got your notes. Literally a lot of important things he really just said tonight. I'm not even gonna, continue this call on anymore. I told you guys, like, that's Nate. I look at Nate as like, that's my go-to. Whenever I'm feeling like I need something, if I can't just call him, I'll just pull him up on YouTube. I got plenty of Nate notes in my phone, just from searching his name on YouTube, reading some of his posts. He's truly a leader's leader, guys. And everything that you guys heard from him today is literally stuff I want you guys to implement, not just in your business, but into your life. One thing that he did say, guys, is just like, it's so much stuff that he said that is key. But I really want to just say the education part. If you're looking for success in this business, guys, it all comes down to you really knowing that you provide something that's valuable, right? You have to know deep down in your heart, I know that this is valuable because it was a value to me. It was a value in my life. So I already know that if I pass this on to somebody, I'm technically a blessing in their life. I truly believe that. Anytime I talk to someone, I'm like, yo, I was sent a blessing. So by me talking to you, I'm automatically blessing your life by giving you the information that I took time out to study, by giving you information that I just got from another person that has a result that I wish to have one day. And so literally every single thing that he told you guys tonight, that he talked about tonight, was literally GOAT talk. GOAT talk. I told y'all he like the secret weapon. Chairman 500 is done for that kid. Chairman 750 is done for that kid. Chairman 1 million is done for that kid. And you know, honestly, I believe when he does that, he's still going to feel like it's so much more to go and so much more to do for other people, guys. So I want you guys to start putting yourself in the mindset. Are you here for a long-term run, or are you here just to try this out? Right? Because when I seen him on the come up, it was clear as day. As he said, when he hit P1, when he hit P2, he already had it in his mind that one day he will be one of the greats, because he was humble enough to understand that if he studies the greats, to understand that those greats are still regular people, then by him, you know, putting himself in position to move as if he's already there, he'll definitely get really close to having those type of success stories. Right? He'll get like very closely to having that same type of success himself. Right? So I truly appreciate every single one of you guys tonight. If you didn't take notes, I don't know, guys. You got to stop coming to these calls thinking you can just sit there and listen and take in all that stuff. You don't want to be that person, guys. You want to be able to. I'm gonna read through this like at least 10 more times. Right? I'm gonna read through this at least 10 more times, probably just tonight. You know what I'm saying? So I want you guys to really just understand that you are here to grow every single day. Calls like this is your personal development to actually make you better, to make this easier, to help you make someone else better that makes your life easier. So appreciate every single one of you guys. Love, peace, happiness. I hope you guys, you know, stay blessed. Have a wonderful night, guys. I hope you guys appreciated the call. Another call for, you know, GoPro. It was basically just to get you guys in the mindset of a winner and have a complete understanding of what you should be doing and how you should be thinking to get to the level that, you know, Nate is at, guys. So I truly appreciate every single one of you guys. Have a blessed night. Let's get it. Let's go. You already know.